cheerleading.
She's one of the 5 Kennesaw State cheerleaders who were both praised and criticized for taking a knee during the national anthem
and discriminatory practices. They take place at all levels of the sport, including with the East Bay squad, who took these very, very troubling photos back in 2022, where an all-white team found humor in placing a black mannequin in their team photo. They named the mannequin Kareem. They are taken advantage of.
Story time about how my son is being denied trying out for his high school cheer team at Airline High School for being an LGBTQ male.
Lawsuits come about.
Pulaski is one of 4 named defendants, plus Northwestern itself, in a lawsuit filed by an NU cheerleader. She alleges Pulaski dismissed her sexual assault allegations. Northwestern is motioning to dismiss the individual defendants, including Pulaski.
So for me, it's my love for Northwestern, and it's seeing them regress and go backwards and in the wrong direction. I feel like I have a platform to speak, and so I'm just using that platform because I really care about this institution and I want it to be better.
Including major Division I universities like Northwestern. And sometimes even the announcers chime in.
50, 47, 46. I had her down to the 46. My man's got a lot of kickoff yardage returning out, Roger.
Yes, he does. He had a lane that somehow got a little arm tackle brought him down around the 46.
Can we talk about that Seguin cheerleader? What do you think Miss Tammy should do with that?
I already said Miss Tammy's had a lot of work to do with the whole cheerleading group.
Jenny Craig has lots of work to do with her.
Maybe even worse for some people. From middle school, high school, college, and
potential lawsuit after 4 members of the cheerleading team accused longtime senior vice president of public relations and communications, Richard Dalrymple, of voyeurism. It's a $2.4 million settlement. This is according to documents obtained by ESPN in investigating this 2015 incident. Dalrymple is accused of pointing his phone toward a changing room and then taking upskirt photos of Charlotte Jones Anderson, that is the daughter of Jerry Jones, who's also a team vice president. Dalrymple, who retired earlier this month, has denied both allegations. The Cowboys say they thoroughly investigated the allegations at the time and found no wrongdoing.
Sadly, we have another story to add, so let me take you through it. Per a lawsuit filed in the state of Pennsylvania, a cheerleading team was in a hotel in Florida when a black freshman cheerleader was asked by her teammates to make her way to a different room. They, per the suit, made her crawl on all fours and pretended she was the white cheerleader's pet. Accompanied by an imaginary leash, the unnamed freshman attends Cumberland Valley High School. The Tri-City Herald would report the teammates took photos and videos of what was deemed a humiliating act per the suit. The complaint states one coach told the freshman to keep quiet on what occurred to her. Thus, the cheer members' parents are suing the school district along with administrators, coaches, and even booster club members. They claim there were direct violations of the students' equal protection under the 14th Amendment and Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, those names. School District Superintendent Mark Blanchard, High School Principal Jesse Rawls Jr., Athletic Director Michael Craig, Board Member Bud Schaffner, which I'll tell you more about in a moment, including coaches Christy Schaffner and Bethany Mullen, who are the wife and daughter of Bud Schaffner, as well as coaches Amanda Peterson Martin and Talia Murley, along with Tanya Pickle of the CV Eagles cheerleading boosters. So upon reading the suit, there are multiple instances of microaggressions, one being the 16-year-old cheerleader was not deemed cheerleader-like, in quotes, by one coach despite her, as the Herald puts it, possessing elite tumbling skills. The lawsuit also claims she was excluded from some team photos, and even when she was allowed in said photos, they would crop her out of some. Another example they provide in the lawsuit was this. When the team was boarding a bus to a football game, the black cheerleader was told to wait to get on the bus so her white teammates could be boarded and seated prior to her getting on. Per the suit, this calls back to the segregation era that was enforced by coaches and the other cheerleaders. So locally, there have been some opponents. It wouldn't surprise you to this. Marty Carreras is on the opposite side of the allegations via Penn Live. Carreras said, and I quote, "There is a political play being orchestrated here with a community unwillingly serving as pawns in a larger plot to attempt the dislodging of a standing board member, Schaffner, since they failed to do it through due process and elections." This sounds pretty conspiratorial, I'm not going to lie. It sounds off. It sounds odd. Jumping to this conclusion is rather interesting. Carreras, of course, is referring to Cumberland Valley School Board member Robert Bud Schaffner, who has gotten into it with the accuser's father. Noteworthy, Schaffner is the husband of Cumberland Valley's head varsity cheer coach, as we stated previously, Christy Schaffner. Okay, so there is something very important here that I want everyone to take in, and it is this. First off, everyone should be condemning this. It should not be condoned in any way, shape, or form. If these allegations are true, and there was one person on that bus who is an adult that said, "Do not tell anyone about this," that person needs to be relinquished of their duties immediately. Immediately. Because what it shows is knowledge and intent of a cover-up, in my opinion. The second is this. Bud Schaffner yelling back at the, as I've come to understand, the accuser's father when he spoke at a public meeting, a school board meeting, alleging what went down. As the saying goes, a hit dog will holler. Schaffner doing this is bringing, in my view, attention that he should not want onto himself and making himself look very, very, very bad in all of this, okay? So what I would say is this. They are obviously in the midst of litigation. I recommend everybody reads the lawsuit. We could read that, put that rather in the description box below. It is beyond troubling. Beyond. And this is another example, unfortunately, of many of, if true, the unwavering bigotry that is allotted depending on who you are or what position you may hold locally. It is unfortunate. It is terrible. I cannot imagine what this person has gone through. And the only way for this to be completely stopped and even eradicated is for those who did it to be held accountable, so there are precedents set for it to, in theory, although, you know, as some say, racism will never die, it will only multiply, for it to be stopped in its tracks, for an example to be made out of the faltering parties, and hopefully for a brighter day ahead. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports, and or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.